I found spicy pictures of a woman on my husband's Snapchat. He said my pregnancy hormones are just making him crazy.
You're pregnant. I'm crazy. It is what it is.
Yeah, dude. I think that happens a lot with pregnancy. You just may randomly see some Snapchat spiciness.
It happens.
Here goes. I've been with my husband for 5 years, married for 1.5. I've never once doubted his fidelity. He's great, super smart, funny, handsome, and I thought loyal. It's never given me a reason to doubt him or be suspicious. By the way, this comes from Little Girl is on a Wire. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime. So I thought it was kind of odd when he downloaded Snapchat. Kind of weird.
Strange. What you doing over there, buddy?
What person do you know that's over the age of like 14 that's downloading Snapchat?
Riley?
Riley, do you have Snapchat?
No. But first, what Snapchat is basically you guys take a picture and you send it to someone, and then after a little bit, it goes away and you can never get it back.
I'll have you know, back in high school, I was using Snapchat to send before you were even born.
Well, I'm not saying that on air.
He's not big on social media. I have one, but I'm not very active. We rarely snap at each other. He said his friends were really active and he liked it better than Facebook. So that's why he has it.
The losing combination of social. If your man has Snapchat and Facebook, dump him.
Honestly, true, dude. Who's using Snapchat and Facebook? I feel like you're straddling the social medias at that point. You got like the dinosaur old social media, and then you got the newfangled kid on the block.
Bottom of the
Choose a
barrel,
lane. Choose a lane. You know?
Only have
Peyton
one.
says, I have Snapchat. Don't use it, though. Good. So I thought nothing of it. This morning, my husband was in the shower and left his phone on my nightstand. He's half asleep when his phone started chirping. Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp. And it woke me up. We both had the same phone and ringtone for text messages. Not knowing that he had put his phone on my nightstand for whatever reason, I thought it was my phone in my half asleep state. Despite his black phone case, mine is green, I didn't even notice. And I looked at who texted. It said mom.
Mommy?
It said mommy.
Uh-oh. That could be bad.
Recently watched this little Instagram reel where she's like, don't call me baby, call me mommy. Mommy. Or mommy sota. Is what, mommy sota. Ooh.
Now that's spicy texting.
I need to make a call real quick.
Need new underwear after saying that, or is that the call? I didn't even notice, and I looked at who had texted and said, "Mom." Okay, my mom texted me. All right, I can ignore that until I'm actually awake. But under was a Snapchat notification. Snap from someone named Roxy.
That's his mom's name?
Well, I don't know.
She's got 2 accounts?
I don't know. Name fits, though. Definitely someone's rocks are getting off.
That's right.
With Roxy. I was sorry. Apologize to anyone named Roxy right now. Beautiful name.
I don't apologize.
I was like, who the F is Roxy and why is she Snapchatting me? I opened it and bam! It's a picture of a cat. Meow. And not the meowing kind with 4 legs and a tail. The caption said, I want your tongue inside me again.
Ooh.
This ain't the first time.
That one word, it was already horrendous, but that one word just took it out of the solar system.
Yeah, pretty bad. The again is the that's the chopping block
It was already
word.
horrendous.
It's already
just
oh. All right. So before we keep going, is there any way this is not bad?
Wrong number, wrong handle.
Also, back when I had Snapchat, back in the day when I was a wee lad, there were a lot of people DMing me, oh, I'm a hot single in your area. And it was not actually a hot single. It was a robot.
So many moms, dude.
Yeah, so many MILFs in my area.
Hot moms in your area.
It was honestly crazy.
I guess, if OP is to go further, but then she has to...
I think snap back.
Bot or nah? That's the question.
Yeah, do you like roosters or cocks?
No. I immediately thought it was a mistake, but I was on alert now after being awoken by a vulva. I pretty quickly realized that this was my husband's phone, and I felt like I was going to crap the bed and started to sweat. I looked at his contacts on Snapchat, and she had a yellow heart next to her name. I looked up what the F that means, and it means they are best friends. Oh, no.
Yep. Unless they went into the settings and they changed the emojis based on their interaction types.
Is that a thing you can do?
That is a thing you can do. But the default is if you're yellow, you are best friends.
You know so much about Snapchat. Right, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I grew up with it. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I stopped using it in like midway through college.
You know, when you use something so much, I mean, just like you need to just like sometimes take a pause and just like put it down. You know what I mean? Like college people go crazy. It's okay. It's in, you do college and you go on.
There's definitely pictures floating around maybe.
Oh, really? Don't tell chat that. Don't tell chat that.
But no, like regular old pictures.
DM me on Discord if you want any.
New subscription coming to you. Just kidding.
I can definitely get you a butt.
I feel like I'm going to be sick. I don't do any other snooping because honestly, I know what I'll find. I just don't understand how he could do this. We're happy. At least I thought we were happy. We have spicy sleep at least 4 times a week. Respectable. How many years have they been married? Are they married? They're married. How old are they? I feel like that's a good amount of time.
I feel like it's a good amount of time.
That's a good amount. I've been with my husband for 5 years, married for 1.5. That's solid.
Still good.
That's solid.
Putting up numbers.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in the hot seat, Riley.
But Riley, you like
only see her like twice a week.
Exactly. The amount of times that you see her, like do some mental math of like times per sessions.
Okay.
So that's why Riley's okay.
Here's the real punter, Reddit. I'm almost 12 weeks pregnant with our first child.
Classic pregnant cheater. Round them up and send them off.
I don't know. Like, we know this is true. If you're a long time fan of the show, you know the most likely time that cheating happens is during pregnancy. Unfortunately.
And terminal illness.
And terminal
illness. I can't forget our old friend terminal illness.
I found a new statistic. I was watching this YouTube, and men are 624% more likely to leave their partner over terminal illness than a woman will.
Wow. 624%?
Yeah.
Those are not favorable odds. Wow.
That's crazy. He's sitting in the recliner about 20 feet from me, and I just can't find the words to confront him. How do I say what I need to say? There is no way I am somehow overreacting or misreading the situation, is there? I'm heartbroken and don't know what to do. And there is an update. But chat, what do you think we should do? What should happen here? Is it like, cut and dry? Is this 100% cheating? Is it maybe a little bot that's sneaking in there? I'm still holding out a hope. I'm still holding out hope that it's just
you're a hopeful
man, the bot. But yeah, what are you thinking?
I mean, dude, the evidence is pretty strong so far.
Stacking.
Pretty strong so far.
Stacking.
Again. Yeah. Bots don't say again. That's the thing.
That's true. They say
hot moms in your area don't say again.
Yeah, they say like for the first time it's gonna be so good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like the evidence is looking real bad. I guess OP has to ask the question. She hasn't told us yet. Is this one of her personal kind of like instant hardline deal breakers? We've seen this with other people. Like
yes.
Yes. And then also like,
and how deep does it go? Is it just sending messages, or have they? Oh, well, I guess she said stick it in.
Again, the word again is just
that's true.
All
that's
telling.
True. So it definitely got physical, but maybe in some people's book, oral is not that bad.
Two people can decide whatever
anything
they want in their relationship.
That's true.
But
I can't imagine they've decided that was okay. But yeah, maybe
follow Samuel Donner snap for more relationship advice.
All right, here we go. Maybe he accidentally like shot it into this person, like it was just like whoosh, and it fell, and it's like, oh no, and then he was like trying to like suck it out so he wouldn't get a there wouldn't be another pregnancy. It's kind of like, it's like when
that might have been the craziest hypothetical scenario you've ever said, uttered in the history of this show, in the history of this program.
When your homie gets like bit by a snake, and
you gotta suck it out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you gotta suck it out.
There's a movie about that.
It's like
really
that.
Good.
What movies are you watching?
Oh, you haven't seen that?
What?
Oh yeah, it's eggplant. That's literally.
It's called Eggplant?
The emoji
Yeah,
movie.
It's called the
Eggplant movie.
The box?
Something
the
like
box?
What's
in the box?
You and I watched it together on Netflix, right?
I don't think we would watch it together.
Ezekiel says kissing above the equator is cheating. Kissing below the equator is not cheating.
Interesting.
No, I read that wrong. How it's kissing below the equator, not cheating.
Right.
Yeah, no. You never know. Two people can create whatever kind of vibe they want, but this does not seem like the vibe.
Samuel Donner 2025. First one of the year.
Yeah. Oh, Hannah with the $75 donation. No message provided because no message needed. All right. Well, we got an update. Jan Digital. Just read the story, please. How about you just read my... Oh, get wrecked.
Banned.
Yeah.
We're banned.
First and foremost, thank you all for your love and support. I feel it from here. Honestly, thank you. It's amazing to me that strangers care so much about my baby and me. Love back to all of you. So, husband knows something is up. I don't know if he saw that I opened a Snapchat from Roxy and is afraid of what I saw and afraid to bring it up, or if he's clueless and can just tell I'm upset about something. He's been asking me if I'm okay, if something is wrong about every hour. That is the habits of a guilty man. Guilty man. If nothing, if it wasn't guilty, then he wouldn't be asking 24/7.
The ratio is too high, brother.
Told him my sister was having a hard time today. Ironically, she just broke up with her boyfriend. Why? Guess why, John?
Don't tell me.
Cheating.
Where were the tongues?
Where were the tongues?
That's the question.
I want to know where every tongue is. I want an air tag on every tongue. Put an air tag. An air tag. Yeah.
the no free sponsor version.
Sorry, air tag. And I was going over to her place for dinner. I live in the Pacific time zone. Let's go, PST for life.
That's us.
That's us, PST. And to spend the night with her. I'm here now. My sister's 20 and a whiz at the social media thing. She stalked his Facebook to see if this Roxy person popped up anywhere. She looked through his friends and bingo bango, we found a mango. We found her. Well, at least pretty sure. I didn't see her face in the Snapchat. The screen was too full of her crotch.
Does the curtain match the drapes?
She's Facebook friends with my husband's good friend. She is listed as a receptionist at my husband's friend's law firm. Also, really quick, I'm not a man that goes around sending spicy texts all the time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And at least anymore. I've grown. But in my prime, I feel like prime. I was never getting like full up crotch shots. It was like it's usually like
did you ask for it?
I also never asked. That's true. But like I feel like it's usually like an aesthetic.
You got more body parts.
You got more body parts. It's an aesthetic. You light some candles. Maybe you like put on like a little outfit.
Yeah. Well.
Or you don't put it on an outfit, but there's more aesthetics, right? Like I feel like just straight up shot, like where's the artistry in that?
Well, what I'm putting together now, if she's just going straight crotch shot and like you need to get your tongue back here again, I'm wondering if it's a little dominatrix kind of vibe.
Oh, she's like, hey, hey, directions, tongue right here.
Get on this kitty, meow. Okay. Do that. That's what she said.
Well, my husband works a couple blocks from the law firm, and he stops by often to grab lunch with his friend. That would explain how they met. Oh,
get closer to
yeah.
the truth.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty damning.
Yeah. Any more defense for our boy over here?
I don't got much.
You're
honestly.
What is it, Benjamin Franklin, right? He was like the original person that was the lawyer against the traitor. But hey, everyone deserves.
Well, Benjamin Franklin was the original mistress man of America.
Oh, exactly.
He was known for his philandering.
Exactly.
Oh man, still formulating a plan on confrontation, trying to get as much information as possible. First, my sister wants to burn his life to the ground, and honestly I do too, but I'm going to address this in the most adult way possible so that I can walk away from him with my head held high. All right, I love this. There's not often that we see the Reddit population holding straight down, sticking their tongues in whatever rough and tumble thing they can. They usually try to go down to the level of the aggressor. Props to OP for taking the high road.
And also expressing what you're feeling, which hey, expressing is great, but then like, okay, when it comes down to what's the action I'm gonna do, let me take this the best, let me put
the high
him to
road.
shame,
Yeah, exactly. Doing the most shame is when you take the high road every single time, So I walk away from him with my head held high, unlike where his head has been, and be a deserving role model to my baby girl. Not sure it's a girl, just got a feeling. And good news, my uncle is a lawyer. Ba-bam! Most of what he deals with are divorces.
Double.
Ba-bam! I've already contacted him and asked if we could discuss some potential legal issues. Didn't specify what yet. Feels like something I should do in person during our meeting. I told him it was urgent. We were meeting tomorrow morning. I will try to update as much as I can. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. All again, internet strangers, but there's more.
Oh.
We got some comments. We got some updates. This juice is just juicing.
It is unfortunately very juicy.
It's juicy. It's juicy. It's wet. We're lapping it up. We're putting our heads down, and we're going to get through this.
Well, Sam, look, I know you like reminiscing on your Snapchat glory days, but let's get down to brass tacks here. Like,
yeah, tell me about the brass.
What do we do now? What's the high road?
What's the high road? I mean, the high road is I think divorce. You know,
Very
the high
much
road
so.
is divorce.
Do we confront him and be like, "Yo, you did this," or like?
I think confront. But usually they say like talk to the divorce lawyer before you confront.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. You know, generally I feel like
I guess it depends
you want to
on-
get ahead of it.
Yeah, because custody.
Yeah, custody.
So I guess if OP can get like legal evidence that he was cheating, that just confirms that she will have the best chance possible at the custody deal she wants. So
it's true.
I feel like it's oftentimes a unfortunate necessity. Like the ideal is like you can just sit down and communicate openly and everything. But I think we have read several stories where it was like, oh, that just like super quick, that first 24 hours of collecting evidence actually did come in clutch for the divorce. But maybe it's like, hey, 24 hours and then after that.
Yeah, I think
communicate as quick as possible. I
think so. I think
Yeah.
communicate as quick as possible. But we got some comments before we get into this update. John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm gonna give you a live demonstration, and you're gonna see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn! That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
I would just turn to him and say, so Roxy has an interesting looking kitty cat, and just watch his face.
Ooh.
Or say you were thinking of naming your kid Roxy.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. That's really good.
Another comment says he thinks you're too stupid to figure this out and has obviously cheated on you with her if she says she wants his tongue in her cat again. Please don't put up with this crap. Get mad and hang on to your anger. You deserve better. Comment 3, did the snap have his name on it or in it? Does he have that same person on Facebook or Instagram? Many adult models /stars have Snapchat and send snaps out en masse. It may not have been specifically to him, but we already have that update of Roxy working at the law firm. So I feel like unless she's doing a little side gig, I don't think that's likely. Reply the yellow heart on Snapchat means she snaps him back at least, and we have an update.
We haven't even got to the part where we've confronted him with this yet. Like, we're not even there yet. And then there's the divorce. Oh, man.
We're not even there yet.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but we're on our way.
Let's go.
We're on our way. So, again, I am overwhelmed by the support and the love I've received from everyone. It feels great to be comforted and cheered on by you all. Thank you so much. So, my husband cheated. He has been since maybe 2 weeks before last Christmas, according to him.
According to him.
Could be longer. Yeah. Last Christmas.
I snapped her my...
The very next day, she snapped me her...
Yeah.
Censored.
I was very calm when comforting him and took the advice many of you gave me by telling him that he needs to explain to me who Roxy is and why she is his best friend on Snapchat. His face gave him away immediately, but he still tried to lie to me at first. He said that she works with his friend and they met when his friend invited her out to lunch with the two of them. At first, he claimed he only met her about 2 months ago. He said that they're best friends because he doesn't receive many Snapchats from others and she is extremely active on the app. He said she just sends randoms and is really into fitness, so she sends a lot of inspirational snaps on being healthy and living a better life. You gotta eat healthy. You got to eat healthy.
And you know
what's 0 calories and a good time, John?
Oh man. What?
This next line says, he said that every once in a while he'll send her something back, like a picture of a cheeseburger or something, just to tease her about her level of health consciousness. First, I asked why he didn't tell me about her. Why? He said he didn't even think about it because she's just an acquaintance, not even a friend. Then I asked if he'd ever received anything even remotely inappropriate from her. He answered with, not on purpose.
Buddy.
I'm assuming he went with that because he knew I opened that Snapchat and he probably knew it was a bad one. I asked what not on purpose means. He got very defensive, started raising his voice and saying he doesn't need to explain what that means, that sometimes people accidentally send the wrong Snapchats to the wrong people. That is true. I knew this girl that accidentally sent a private picture to her whole Snapchat story and was on like Paris time and went to bed and then woke up to 1,000 messages from all her friends and family saying like, hey, I don't know if you meant to post this.
1,000 messages? How long did it take you to write that out?
Not like a
I'm sorry. I'm bullying him today. I'm sorry, guys. The bit's so good. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. But she promptly took it down.
Yeah.
She promptly took it down. But it does happen. It
does.
I don't think this is true. Karina says, I've done that. It was so embarrassing. Yeah, it happens. That sometimes people accidentally send the wrong Snapchats to the wrong people. Oh, Avery from the Swan says, Sam, I did that once and it was up for like an hour and I was in a sorority. Oh, yeah. Big yikes.
Yeah.
But imagine it being up for 8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours is so long. So long.
It really is.
Then he had the nerve to say something along the lines of, I feel like I'm on trial here. People warned me that you'd get crazy when you're pregnant, but I never thought it would be this bad.
Oh!
The gaslighting has begun, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
Now, as some of you mentioned in my last post, it seems amazing that I'm able to keep such a level head. That is because I was raised by a mother who always told me that you never accomplish anything with anger. I mess with OP. It was great.
Mom.
That you can be emotional, passionate, upset, etc. without ever raising your voice. Messages received quietly and concisely are just as loud and clear as messages received through yelling and screaming. Honestly,
Great.
I like that.
Great mom award.
That is how I lived my life for 26 years. With the exception of a few blowups, I am human. But this moment was an exception. I didn't exactly yell and scream, but I became furious for him to try to blame this on me being pregnant. How unoriginal and offensive. Long story short, he said he'd never seen me this crazy, and I told him that I'd never seen a picture of another girl's kitty cat on my husband's Snapchat before. He came back with that I shouldn't have looked at his Snapchat.
What? He's just mad he got caught.
Well, maybe if you didn't have eyeballs, like a human, you'd be okay. That's what you sound like.
That is a stinky man right there.
You freaking
The
idiot,
stink
stupid boy.
level through the roof.
Cute.
You can smell it down the block. You can say it is the garbage pile that goes to the center of the earth, into the magma, outside the other center. And then there's a space elevator on the other side of the world that is taking that garbage pylon into space.
Keep going.
Past the moon.
Past the moon.
Past Jupiter.
Past it.
And into the Oort cloud.
Yep.
Into
Boom.
the Oort cloud.
There it is. And
Yeah,
then he's
there
done.
it is. And then he's
and that's
done.
it.
He's done.
Good night.
That is that level stink. The stink is thick, and we don't like smelling it.
No, we don't.
But we're going to keep going. Came back with that. It was an accident, but even if it hadn't been, there shouldn't be any reason he's receiving Snapchats like that for me to see accidentally or not in the first place. I told him that I may be pregnant, but I'm also an intelligent person, big brain, and I am his wife. So I knew he was lying, and I deserved to know the truth. I asked if I could see his text messages to see if he's been texting Roxy. He said, sure, no messages.
Of course, because they're on Snapchat.
Then I asked to see his Facebook messages, and he looked like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Oh, his hand was in that cookie jar, just among other things. Oh God.
in there. To try the cookie jar.
You really did a full visual right there. You did a full. For any of you audio listeners out there, you may or may not want to go to the video version on YouTube.
Yeah. Don't. Oh,
Dude,
he's crawling in her skin.
Freaking
Into the cookie jar.
He's burrowing in there.
The cookie jar.
Oh man, he really wants that cookie.
It's been a while.
What's that from?
What? He told me no. I asked why. He finally broke and started to cry. Told me he couldn't let me see the messages because they would hurt me, because they were inappropriate. Then it all came out. They did the spicy sleep in the backseat of her car the first night they met. This is already long, so I'll spare you all the details, but it's been going on for months. No, they did not always use protection. Although I was recently screened for STIs and I'll be getting checked again in light of this information.
Oh no. Oh, that's an update I'm not looking forward to.
Can't be doing Little Miss Debbie.
The first night they met.
Man, they don't
had a
waste,
connection.
They really don't waste any time in anything. It's like, my car, we're screwing now. Your tongue, my cat now.
Wow. That was so quick.
For real. Jeez.
My uncle already assured me that if he was unfaithful, we would cream him in court like he creamed in the backseat of that car. Really, the only thing I'm willing to fight him tooth and nail for is our home. Put a lot of effort and money into making this home my dream space. I won't be seeking spousal support, but I will seek child support. I'm obviously heartbroken and told him to go stay in a hotel or with Roxy for all I cared. I confronted him last night. My mom and sister stayed with me last night, let me sob all over them for hours. Right now, I'm sort of numb, but I'm also thinking very clearly. Good. I know what my next 10 moves are. Freaking go. Some freaking Magnus Carlsen out here, 10 steps ahead.
Big brains.
If anyone's on chess streams.
With or without the
buzzer?
Yeah.
Magnus Carlsen doesn't need no buzzer.
Ooh.
Oh.
You don't need no buzzer.
That's
Timeless.
right.
Timeless.
The guy that beat him once. He's the one accused of buzzing up a storm. Oh, I really don't know what to do here.
Guys, I'm lost. I ain't be watching chess like that.
So
I know the guy vaguely.
Okay. So the guy is the best, and he played against a guy that had significantly less chess IQ than him.
Right.
And they spectated that he won is because what was in his butt?
He had a butt vibrator that Morse coded the chess moves. And so he would, before each move.
Is there video of this?
I think so, but before each move, it would be like.
Wow. I mean, you got to give it to him. That's a brilliant way to cheat at chess. I mean, that is just,
dude, you get off at the same time.
Bro, that's just love of the game right there. That's
is
just
love of the game.
You just freaking love the game. So forget
Yeah, dude.
awards and anything else.
Why would you ever stop playing chess?
Dude.
I love chess.
That's right. Dude, imagine, we love the game so much. Riley's like, all right, guys, here's this thing. We don't need a teleprompter anymore, here it is. We're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I love the game that much.
We
It's a lot.
Morse code stories through.
Imagine not having to read stories anymore. You just feel them.
Wow. Man. Dedication. That's all I'm saying. Stay dedicated out there,
And wait, I missed something. Who had the butt vibrator? The guy. There was a chess tournament between Magnus Carlsen, the champion of the world, and this guy who was much worse. The guy who was much worse won, and the working theory is he had a butt vibrator to tell him the chess moves. It would be like, and that would be like D7. Anyway, respect. And so she knows 10 moves in advance, and I feel supported and secure in my decision to leave him and keep my baby. A few things I just wanted to clarify. My husband is not a lawyer. His good friend is. There was some concern for my success in court if my husband is a lawyer. His friend is an environmental lawyer, so while I'm sure he can provide some advice, he will not be my husband's divorce lawyer. There were suggestions of me terminating my pregnancy. I fully support the right to choose, and I would probably terminate the pregnancy if I was in a different financial position and lacked a support system. However, I work as a marketing manager for a large company. Not only does this allow the privilege of working from home about 50% of the time, but it also grants me financial independence. I do not rely on my husband for money, and I really never have. He works, I'm just thinking of a stream where Riley controls our butt plugs.
That is, bro, what's the dono goal for that?
Put it on the wheel. Put it on the wheel.
Man, dude, that's, bro.
I mean, I got
That's a
dog
high
collars.
price. That's crazy.
$125.
That's $126.
We just bid it out.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
Ooh. I know where they sit every day.
I do not rely on my husband for money, and I never really have. He works in tech, so while he makes a good salary, I will not need him for spousal support. I have a phenomenal support system. This baby will be loved so dearly by so many. Yes, I will have to deal with my husband for the rest of my life if I have this child. It'll make future relationships more difficult, but it is worth it. I've wanted this baby since day one, and I am her mother, which means that I am strong enough to raise her alone because I have to be strong enough. Here's to hoping for a speedy divorce. I'm ready to be done with this marriage, which is crazy because just a few days ago, I thought my life was as close to perfect as you can get. And there is an update.
Oh man, dude.
There is an update.
This is the gift that just keeps on giving.
There is an update, which I imagine we're going to get some interesting information from divorce court.
Could be divorce, could be the spicy diseases.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think she
stuff.
doesn't have one, right?
So far.
So, yeah, so far.
Yeah, we don't know.
There it is.
What are you seeing?
What
are you seeing?
All right, what I spy with my little eye.
Yep.
What can you see my? Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Cute look.
What I
Oh man, dude.
what I spy with my little eye is I think the divorce is going to go smoothly for her, but maybe he pulls out like a really good lawyer.
Pulls out. You should have done that before. You should have never entered.
Thank God. But update. I know it's been only a short time since I posted this update, but I need to tell you all how amazing you are. Wow, the support, great. I wish I could reply to all the comments and messages, but because of the volume, I'm just going to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. To each and every one of you who read my posts, who commented, thought of me, wished my baby and me the best, messaged me, and anything else. I'm currently at my parents' condo, sitting outside of their pool, sunbathing my little baby bump, and reading each and every one of your amazing and empowering comments. I just want you all to have the image that you have made me happy and content in a time when I am short on both. This is proof that love exists, even if it doesn't within my now over relationship, and that love is a powerful thing. Love to you all. By the way, we love you all so much and are telling you right now that you should listen to our podcast, OK Storytime, wherever you listen to podcasts. It could be Spotify. It could be Apple Podcasts. It could be one of the weird ones. I listen to my podcast on Audible.
Yeah.
That's not a sponsor, but
Gobblegook,
Gobbable.
There it is.
But you can listen while you're doing other stuff. So freaking do it. But yeah, there's another relevant update. Should I just freaking
Let's dive right in. I'm curious.
All right. I will leave you with this, dear readers. My dad and I were up late talking last night, and as usual, he had the perfect thing to say to me. He told me that weak people are afraid of strong people. He told me to keep on terrifying the weak ones. That way, the only people who won't fear you are the bravest, strongest of people, and those are people who are worthy of you. He said, my husband is a spineless turd who wouldn't punt it with the strongest woman in the world. Just thought I'd leave you with that and encourage everyone to be terrifying by being strong and not standing for nonsense.
Go.
This is the last I will post on the matter. I have a lot ahead of me with everything and will probably go quiet on Reddit for a while. Time to get ready for court and be terrifying. Thank you again. Love to all of you. And there are some comments with some legal advice. Well, this is not legal advice.
Oh.
I am a divorce attorney, though. Here are my thoughts. You need to find yourself an awesome therapist ASAP. When you pop that baby out, it's going to be so hard to co-parent. Look into reconstituting your estate. Unfortunately, nowadays, cheating is common occurrence in family court. The best way to combat it is recouping all the money he may have spent on that chick. Ask for an entire Facebook download in Discovery. It will show all his messages he has ever sent to anyone. Use it as leverage. Most cheaters don't like to go to court to air out their laundry. This gives you a stepping stool. And another comment says, really, the only thing I'm willing to fight him tooth and nail for is our home. You should also do custody for your baby. I'm sure your uncle is on top of this, but it's worth mentioning since your post is operating on the assumption you'll be a custodial parent, which is not guaranteed. And OP replies, what the husband did was wrong, but there's no reason to keep him away from his child unless he is unfit. 50-50 should be the default. He endangered the life of his child when he effed his mistress without protection. This is a reply. And another reply, as well it shouldn't be, except in cases where one parent is unfit. Both parents should be equal custody. Infidelity has no bearing on someone's ability to parent. What do you guys think about that last one? Does infidelity have any bearing on someone's ability to parent?
Disagree. Hard disagree. I feel like it's such a leading indicator of like, if those are your morals that you live by, A, what example are you setting for your kid? And then B, like your other thoughts and other things. And I just, no, I don't.
Yeah, if you can't commit to that marriage and be truthful with your partner, how are you going to be able to do the same for your child?
Especially when he reacts and did what he did. Like, he's clearly not trying to learn or have growth or any sort of remorse. He's just like, well, I have to don't do anything.
Legally, I think it's like one thing to be like, yes, that's an indicator that he's probably going to be a worse dad than someone who could be faithful. But does that fully mean he should have no access to his children?
I'm not saying no access. I do disagree with like, don't fully take away, but I do think that like 51% plus can go to mom because she's proven that she is a more fit parent.
But yeah, let us know what you think. We'd love to know. But that's where that story ends. But we got more stories for you. We got a whole host of them just for you, right for your ear holes, because we love you. And we'll see you right now.
We got it, baby. Let's go. My boyfriend cheated on me with my step siblings, so I exposed him to his mother.
Exposed him what way?
Oh.
Because one way would not be good.
Hopefully not Snapchat.
Yeah. Ooh.
Sam.
Oh,
So when I was around 17, I started dating a guy, 19. I'll call him Jake for the sake of the post. Also, the age of consent where I live is 16, so nothing illegal is happening here. We got on well, spent a lot of time together, and cared for each other a lot. We even started talking about living together. Once we both moved out, we were a perfectly happy couple. Keyword is were there. They are probably.
That is always a concerning little sentence. We were, or so I thought. It's always in a or so I thought, or a were.
Or so I thought.
Oh, yep.
There it is.
Always like.
By the way, this comes from Mikey Audrey Myers. And if you want to send in your story, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit and send them in. We'll read them. You see, after we'd been dating for a few months, something in Jake changed. He was getting a lot more distant. Whenever he was with me, he'd be checking his phone constantly. We stopped spending as much time together, and he started to get really funny about public affection regarding things like hand holding and stuff. What you hiding, buddy?
Ew. I don't want my hands to be sweaty.
Ooh, we'll get them clammy hands. He also seemed to start caring less and less about my feelings. Oh, that's not a good trend. Insults started to seep into our everyday life. He'd pick on my appearance a lot, bring up my family. Wow, I was dealing with a lot of family issues at the time. Bring up the fact that I slept around before we started dating, a sort of rebellion caused by the family issues, etc. If I got upset by it, he would just leave the room and let me cry by myself. I started to feel like it was my fault our relationship was falling apart. Maybe I just wasn't good enough for him.
It sounds like he's trying to get you to break up with him because he doesn't have the cojones to do it himself.
Dude, that is a astute observation.
It's
and his cojones are mere
shriveled
not
up
just
peas.
Pebbles, molecules, my
and
molecular sack.
You know what? No, atoms. I'm not even going to give him a molecule. You know,
it can't get smaller than that,
yeah.
ladies and
gentlemen.
You
know what? No, it can. Electrons.
No,
you know what? Quark. No, string. It is the base of freaking matter.
Interdimensionally invisible.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
That's what you're going.
I feel like that's a cool screen name.
Interdimensionally
invisible.
That is kind of a cool screen name.
But it's like a cool screen name for someone who's like I'm just interdimensionally invisible. No
or you're
one
just
notices
like cool,
me.
you know.
But then we noticed you, and then you're like, oh wait, maybe I'm cool. Maybe I'm cute.
Chat.
Yeah, then you win.
Someone grab that. It's out there. Now I knew deep down that he was cheating on me, and that was confirmed when I got a message from a guy, David, on Facebook telling me that he'd been sleeping with Jake.
Oh boy.
Sorry. He apologized profusely and told me that he broke things off with Jake as soon as he found out that he had a boyfriend. I couldn't be mad at David. It wasn't his fault. I'm guessing the affair partner. We spoke for hours and I reassured David that it wasn't his fault and that he'd done nothing wrong. David also helped me to stop making excuses for Jake's attitude and the way he'd been acting. He was a godsend.
Conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
David knew that there was a boyfriend and then said, oh, I didn't realize I was cheating on you with your boyfriend, but actually wants OP the whole time. And so is using this to get close to OP and is going to relationship hop to OP. Boom.
Wow.
Boom.
That was
conspiracy.
You just cooked.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm afraid. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing that truly broke me happened not too long after the cheating was discovered. We'd been arguing a heck of a lot more. Then he decided to do something absolutely forgivable. You see, I had a strained relationship with my father for years. He'd cheat on my mother constantly, and eventually he settled down and had kids with a girl that he'd be seeing behind her back. He did try to have some sort of relationship with me until I was about 13, 14-ish, and then he decided that he just didn't love me as much as his other kids, and we stopped any and all contact.
This is rough.
Brody's a piece of work. This guy sucks.
This guy, you know, some guys are just born on this earth.
Just born to
interdimensionally
invisible cojones.
Born to interdimensionally
or put them together. It all works.
I will those cojones until they're interdimensionally invisible.
I mean, you might be. Are we trying to do them a favor or teach them a lesson here?
I will be like a Dementor and that soul out.
Oh, well, you heard it here first. Samuel Donner 2025.
Harry Potter 3 goated.
It always goes.
It hits.
No matter
Harry Potter 4 makes me smile most.
That one,
that's great.
I was about to get into a ranking. I can't go there, guys. I can't go there.
Yeah. What's your Harry Potter ranking? Put your answers below. I want to know.
Yes, and compare it with mine, and then I'll roast you. But it broke me, and it still hurts to think about it to this day. Anyways, Jake went out of his way to find one of my step siblings online and slept with them. Ho! He slept with one of OP's step siblings.
I mean, when you find a type.
They're not even related.
When you want to keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to keep it in the
man.
family. They're not related, but they have they probably share.
Grew up a similar environment.
Yeah,
life
exactly.
experience.
They have like same.
Why am I helping you?
It's like, you know, you like
What am I
one
doing?
can of Campbell's soup, and you're like, all right, well, let me try this other flavor.
What's the Alfredo like?
Yeah, what's the Alfredo like? And it's like, I'll probably. I like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. So maybe I'll like the other one, you know?
Well, he bragged about it the next day, and my step-sibling actually posted online about what had happened, and I received a bunch of messages from their friends telling
Why would you post online about that?
me how I had deserved it.
What?
This was probably the lowest point in my life, and I hated myself. Partly for allowing it to happen, and partly because I had started to believe what they were saying. My only solace during this time was David. I didn't want to burden my friends with problems, and David was the only person who knew firsthand what Jake was like. We spoke for a few weeks, and eventually talk turned to revenge. I had tried calling things off about a couple of months prior due to Jake's awful behavior, but he started with the apologies and telling me he didn't mean it. He'd never do it again.
Bro, man's working his way through like the whole town right now while you're in a relationship.
Your whole family.
Yeah, your whole family.
Golly.
Like, I don't think this guy deserves a break.
No.
Well, I mean, you should take a break from working his way through your family, but you don't need to give him a
Him
break
a
in terms of the relationship.
Yeah, bro. If he's not taking a break, then he doesn't get one.
You need to break his kneecaps. That's what you need to do.
Good
you need to break
golly.
some caps, you know?
Whew. I didn't say that.
Would that be fun?
Breaking kneecaps?
Breaking some kneecaps.
Be disgusting.
Okay.
Like if you didn't have empathy for other humans and you're just like...
psychopath, something like that?
Yeah, you're all right. You're a psychopath. You're in the mob. Fun?
No, it's just gross.
But you're a psychopath.
It's still gross.
You'd be a bad psychopath.
I would be. Like, I don't even like getting shots, man. I can't handle all that. That's too much for me. But kneecaps aside, Opie says he even spoke to some of my family members who unknowingly pressured me to get back together with him because we were such a sweet couple. I hadn't wanted to tell them the real reason that we'd broken up, so I kept the details pretty vague, though I'm pretty sure some of them had seen my step-siblings post and knew why I didn't want to be with him. After weeks of talking and planning, I had finally had enough and decided to do something about it. My father wasn't exactly a rich man, but he worked a pretty well-paying job and earned enough money to live live fairly comfortably. He had begun spreading rumors around when I was younger during a custody battle with my mother that he had set up a trust fund for me and that there was enough money there to get me set up in my own place when I was 18 plus a bit extra. But you see, I knew this was absolute BS. He tried to get out of paying child support all the time. Of course, he'd never set up a trust fund for me. Again, this is the same dad that at 13, 14 was like, no.
Yeah,
I don't love you.
Dipping out.
I don't love you. I'll just go.
Why was he spreading that rumor? For clout? Probably clout rumor.
Yeah. He's I feel like he's addicted to the attention, to the satisfaction of like ruining people's lives and like just terrorizing.
Dude, my biggest red flag is that I just like don't believe people lie.
You do try so hard to give the benefit of the doubt.
I just don't believe people lie, just like in general.
He just looks for the best in everyone.
Yeah, he looks for the best in everyone. Guys,
I believe too implicitly.
Listen, we could all use more of that. You know, some people made an honest mistake. Some people said to their 13-year-old kid, I don't love you, you know?
Just things like this happen.
But we keep looking.
We keep moving and
grooving. We keep moving and grooving, okay? Now, we never spoken about it, but he'd heard the rumors, and I'd always just say what I told my folks. My father was an appalling parent who grudged paying for my mother's child support, so why the heck would he set up a trust fund? But Jake wouldn't listen. He didn't even do his own research into what type of job my father worked and came up with an estimate of how much he thought my father was earning. Bro's busting out the spreadsheets for this rumor. He's
TI-84.
He's committed to it. God, that unlocked core memories.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my goodness gracious. Though to his credit, he did drop the subject whenever I asked him to for a while anyways. I mean, he should have never brought it up in the first place, so he gets no credit. Aha. So I decided to use this to my advantage. Jake and I were still dating, though I avoided him at any chance I got. Wait, Jake and I were still dating.
Why are you still
dating? Though I
avoided
him at any chance I got.
So it's like they're dating but separated.
Okay, OP. What?
We gotta have a sit down with you.
So they're separated, but they're not like fully in the relationship.
I don't know what that even means. I guess they just haven't broken up.
You
should break up. You should have that conversation. That's crazy.
Dude. I mean, he has absolutely reached a point. I mean, listen, comments, just absolutely obliterate me. Send me to the Ort if I'm wrong.
Send him
to the Ort. Does this guy deserve to be broken up with?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chat.
Tell me.
Poll.
We're
hit
gonna poll
the poll. Hit the poll.
This better be 100%. You freaking 1%ers out there. Don't do it.
You dare.
Sneaky little people.
Yeah.
Break up.
To stay together.
What do we got? Let us know, chat. Let us comments. Go ahead. Just tell me what you think. Give me paragraphs. But Jake and I were still dating at the time, though I avoided him at any chance I got, until one night where I sat him down and told him that since I'd be turning 18 in a couple of weeks, I'd started thinking about us getting our own place with the trust fund my father had set up for me. I think there's some mischievery afoot. He immediately cheered up at this, and honestly, I think that night was the first time in months that he'd said anything nice to me when we weren't in public or with friends/family. This has very nearly made me want to call the whole thing off, but I spoke with David later that night, but he reminded me that Jake would go back to his usual degrading attitude in no time.
Yes. I mean, Jake has proven who he is.
Yeah, for literally you told him like, hey, I'll help you get a place to live. And he's like, oh, you're the best. It's like, yeah, of course he's going to say you're the best. Like he's, that doesn't mean in that for 1 minute of being good that he's negates
now a good
everything
person.
else.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyone can be good for a minute.
Anyone can be good for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone at all. Name him. I won't. We started looking at apartments, though Jake was kind enough to let me have the final say and handle the paperwork, because how could he possibly go out and cheat on me if he had to sort out the paperwork for an apartment? I was a little surprised by this, to be very honest, as I'd always thought he'd want his name on the paperwork and everything, so I couldn't punt him out. But by this point, he had slept with my step-sibling, degraded me, smashed my self-confidence into pieces, and cheated on me regularly. I think by now he thought that I wouldn't punt him out no matter what he did. Anyways, I started taking extra shifts at work to try and save up enough money to actually move out. Not with Jake, though. Oh no. I was moving in with my friend Emma. We had both been thinking about moving out for a while anyways, and thought, why not just be roommates? We found a cute little 1-bedroom apartment that was close to our college and work, and started getting stuff sorted to move in. I also didn't want to bring any trouble to my mother's door if Jake showed up punting up a fuss. Emma had no issues with clawing the face off of of him if need be and told me not to worry about him coming to our front door. Then came the next part of the plan. I waited till a week or so before Jake and I were supposedly moving into our own apartment and stole his phone for a few minutes. He stopped caring about leaving his phone unattended and would sometimes flat out brag how lucky he was to be able to sleep with whoever he wanted and come home to a little witch who would make him dinner.
Why are you still with this guy?
Yeah.
We need this dude needs to be put in the gladiator ring.
Yeah, real quick. So like, there's much more to the story, but OP is like plotting up this whole elaborate revenge thing. And granted, OP's like just turning 18, at the time, but like,
get this guy out of your life.
Just get him out of your life, because think about it. Every moment he's saying that to you while you're still quote unquote in this relationship, that is absolutely.
It's going to hurt your self-esteem.
It's going to hurt your self-esteem.
It's going to hurt your mental peace. Like
Yeah.
the you trying to get revenge is making you more unhappy.
Exactly.
And that's like the end of the day. Like,
it's
revenge.
honestly like, it's interesting because it's the antithesis of the story we just read, right? Where it's like, hey, let me try to take the high road because, that's, the best I can do for myself. That's the best I can do for other people. And this is like, okay, let me just like stay in the gutter and just freaking swimming around.
Get out of the gutter. What are you doing in there?
That's
what
no
are you
fun.
doing? The gutter's not good.
Climb on out.
Climb on
Get
out
of there.
Or make a little boat and then use a spatula as a paddle and then get splashed down. And then you know what you find?
What?
You find a cookbook. And whose is it? But your childhood hero, Gusto. And then you realize that you've been unparished this whole time. And you could use the gutters to get to your dream life, use them to your
Sometimes
you got to start in the gutter as a rat who loves to smell things to get to the restaurant as a rat who loves to cook things.
Wow.
And you'll be on top forever after that.
We'll be on. Yep. That's
Truer
true.
words have never been spoken. So there you go, OP. The blueprint.
The blueprint.
Be a rat in the gutters. Okay. So now that day when we went for a shower, he wasn't all too bothered about taking his phone with him. Perfect. I went to his phone, deleted my number from his contacts, and changed the name of his mom's contact as mine. Pleased, I went to the kitchen, smashed one of the plates. Oh man, it was my mother's, but it was a cheap one from a local shop, and I did replace it as soon as possible. Okay, this is just getting worse and worse. I left for work.
OP, this person deserves the worst, but I think everything you're doing is going to make your life worse.
Yeah, it's literally making you more unhappy.
Yeah.
Bringing more problems to your doorstep.
This is like classic, I feel like 18-year-old, I need revenge behavior, but OP, this is not going to solve your problems. It's just going to add more.
It's only going to add to it, my friend. Now, I left for work once everything was done. My mother had left work a couple of hours prior, so she was safe. I just needed a reason for him to get pissed off. And oh boy, did he get pissed off. His first reaction was to text me, calling me all the disgusting names under the sun, except it wasn't me he texted. It was his mom. Okay, again, not the moves you want to do, but I mean, brilliant. Technically, it's him making him expose himself in the plate smashing. It's still too much. It's still too much. But I will say, while I don't agree with the methods,
the madness is fun to look at.
The madness is fun to look at, and there at least was him getting exposed. You know what?
So
Basically,
OP broke a plate, and then the guy just like went ballistic, and then like texted OP or thinking it's
it was
OP, but then texted the mom.
He had switched the contacts before he even broke the plate.
Yeah. I mean, TLDR for Danny Nicole. Basically, OP is in a relationship with a total turd that's cheating on him 24/7. They're now living together.
They were looking for a place together.
Okay. And then OP broke one of the plates that they co-owned.
I think it was his plate. I think it was Jake's plate.
Okay. So OP breaks one of Jake's plates, and then
Great
Jake
restaurant name.
freaks out and then texts who we thinks is OP, but it's actually Jake's mom.
It's mama.
And so now Jake is exposing how awful he's being to his mom.
And it's like, you bleep, 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 bleep. Like, mom thinks she's calling him that. Yeah. Whew. Well, so I had texted her in advance and told her that I hoped she'd forgive me, but she had to see what her son was really like. She'd never tried to defend him as much as she just hadn't quite known how bad his behavior was. She actually called him out a couple of times where he'd slipped up and been harsh with me when he was there. She went ape crap. I never found out exactly how their argument went as she phoned him to scream at him and call him out for his crappy behavior, finally seeing how horrible her son was. It didn't help that she'd been sent screenshots of some of the times where he'd admitted to cheating. She was absolutely disgusted by her son's behavior and phoned me to apologize on Jake's behalf. It wasn't her fault though. He's old enough to know how to act like a dang adult. He wound up telling me his mom essentially that her opinion didn't matter as he'd be moving in with me anyways.
Yeah, right.
Because that was the other part of Opie's plan. He's setting up all of these appointments and stringing him along to then just, I mean, this is well planned. I'll give you that, OP.
This is a plan.
Needless to say that when he called me on Facebook after I deleted my number from his phone, I took some satisfaction in telling him that we weren't moving in together, the trust fund wasn't real, I'd already told him that in the past, he just refused to listen, and that I moved in with Emma. I was called all the sleuths and oars under the sun. His voice sort of turned into white noise after a while. What OP now falls asleep to. His greatest pleasure in life. I told him we were over and hung up and blocked him on everything. He had to run back to his mom and dad, tail in between his legs, and they took him back for a little while. Though after a bit, the arguments became too much and his parents punted him out of there. He stayed with a couple of friends for a few months before he managed to get his own place. I thought bro was going to the streets.
I want him to go to the streets.
I mean, low key.
Want him to go to the sewer. Maybe he can build himself up.
Get in there. Start smelling some moldy cheese. His parents, especially his mother, have been not the same with him since. I still talk to his mom on occasion. Lastly, David and I took the liberty of sending screenshots of Jake's abuse as many people as he'd been hooking up with as possible, which remember is like the whole town and Opie's family. A couple of sleepless nights were spent trying to track people down on Facebook. Part of it was to get back at Jake, but most of it was to make sure that none of them got roped into a full relationship with him and had to deal with the crap I'd gone through. By the way, if you want something that helps you avoid going through these crappy situations, having someone do this to you, or you know what, getting caught up in the anger to do this revenge yourself, right? To completely avoid it, guys.
Don't get caught up.
We have 2,000 episodes full of good, goofy advice. If you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, your favorite podcast app, search OK Storytime, 2,000 episodes.
2,000.
Right there.
That's a lot of episodes.
A lot of advice, a lot of goof.
That's a lot of episodes.
But Sam, we still got a little bit left, but what are we thinking at this point?
I mean, OP, I think, has finally done it, finally pushed Jake away, which should have happened way earlier.
Yeah.
But I'm glad OP is finally getting away. I don't know about this method of all of this revenge. I think it's a little bit too much. But hey, maybe it's the lesson Jake needed to right his wrong.
I am curious because OP brought up a good point. Comments out there. When do you think it's appropriate, or what situations have you seen where someone should go and out the cheater or the bad partner, where you actively go? I'm curious of your thoughts and opinions in the comments.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard. It's like I've heard the argument before where it's like, oh, you need to break the story before they do, you know?
Right, yeah.
But that feels like what's the thing where it's like, it feels like Cold War politics, you know?
Yeah,
where it's like we need to bomb them before they bomb us. It's like it's like aggressive defense.
I generally feel like, especially not like marriages where there's divorce involved, like just like breaking up a non-marriage relationship, generally not like life isn't like every Reddit story we read, you know?
Yeah.
Like it generally will work out okay and you don't need to frickin' just sing to the hills.
Yeah, and I think also like character speaks louder than words.
Yes.
And so the person who's like trying to defame you, maybe some people believe them, but the like their true character will come out. And so it's usually not even worth trying to like defame them first. I think some of just like as a rule, the worst atrocities and most hurtful things that have happened in the world come from a side saying we need to do it to them before they do it to us.
Yeah. Oh. History.
And
okay, history.
And I think okay, history. Ooh.
Could kind of bang.
Yeah. So I think generally not a good move.
I agree. But if you disagree with us, give it to me.
Let us know.
Give it to us in the comments.
Put your answers in the comments.
Give me your
You
paragraphs.
guys are very vocal when you disagree with us.
Oh yeah.
And we love it. We love it.
Feed on it.
Give it to me. Please.
Anyways. let's finish the story. So there it is. My little story of ProRevenge. I wasn't ever planning on posting my story here, but I was scrolling through Facebook the other day, and one of Jake's new accounts popped up on the people you may know section. After talking with Emma about it, she suggested posting it here. I hope it fits the subreddit. Bye. And quick edit. First of all, thank you for all the comments and awards. I'm doing a lot better now. This happened a few years ago, and I haven't had to deal with Jake since. Secondly, I saw a few people confused about the plate part, thinking that I was still in the house, so why would he text me? I left for work by the time he'd gotten out of the shower, so he couldn't really yell at me. Also, my mother was at work, so I didn't leave with him. Don't worry. I edited this in my general post to clear things up for people, just in case by chance you didn't see that. I hope that helps. Last quick edit. I saw a lot of people were confused by the comments about my gender. I'm a bi male. Jake is also bi. I hope this cleared up any confusion. I don't know why I had written it before. And that's cool. That's it. That's all we got on that story.
Well, I think that story gets 3 big booms from me. Boom! Boom! Boom!
Bring the boom!
Bang the boom! You know, I still have never seen an actual video. I just only seen people doing that. I haven't seen an actual video of theirs.
I've seen very few.
Is it
Good
good?
kids.
Like, is it good? Why are people into it? I mean, obviously people are into it.
Friendly type of content.
I think it's not well, it is the content, but it's like it's fun to like make fun of.
It's more of a
lightheartedly.
meme now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a meme.
Noted. But I think that's where this episode ends. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow.